Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. If it's your first time seeing me, go ahead and like this video because I know you're gonna like it already. Subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you never miss another upload. And if you already are subscribed, hey babies, welcome back. So today, guys, hey, how you doing? Today we are going to be talking all things reconnecting with you. How can you work to build your confidence and find your way back to you after relationships, losing your job, whatever you did with, how can you find your way back to you? So this is definitely a video that's been very, very requested. Hella requested, so I'm excited to come to you guys with the tea. And also I hope you guys have been really enjoying the ebooks. I just dropped my first ebook last week on all things intuition. Next I'm going to have an ebook on manifesting, and it's going to be very juicy and very fabulous. So I'm excited to come to you guys with some manifesting tea, because who doesn't want to learn how to manifest better? So yeah, but I love you guys. Let's go ahead and get into this video. So first things first, the first thing you want to do is figure out, why did you get off track in the first place? You know, why did you lose touch with yourself? Was it, again, a bad breakup? Was it a friendship breakup? Did you just, have someone come into your life and you've been so consumed with the relationship, you've been spending less and less time with you? Did you just get a new job and now you have less time for you? Have you lost a job and you've just been really down? You know what I'm saying? Have you had to move? What happened in your life that made you just forget about you? Even if it was that you were too busy, whatever you had on your plate, think about what happened that made you lose sight of you. When you figure out what that is, go ahead and forgive yourself for that, release that, figure out why you put yourself on the back burner for whatever the fuck that was, and just have a conversation with yourself. Whenever we are trying to make up with ourselves, it's like we're making up with anybody that we're in a relationship with. We have to sit down and talk about, okay, hey, this is what went wrong. I learned now that from this, I'm not gonna make sure this is gonna happen again. I'm gonna make sure that I set better boundaries next time. I'm gonna make sure that I plan better. I'm going to make sure that I let people know, hey, I have set a boundary. Hey, this is what I need. I'm going to make sure I speak up for myself. You really want to make sure that you're giving yourself the time and the space to grow, to elevate, to really have real communication and real conversation with yourself about what you need in all spaces. So first things first, again, why did you lose track with you? Have that conversation, be very open, be very vulnerable. If you need to do some releasing rituals, then go ahead, right? I am releasing anything that is standing in the way of me forming a better relationship with me. I am releasing anything that's standing in the way of me forming a better relationship with me. You can write that at the top of a piece of paper and then number or bullet mark however you want to everything that has become an obstacle and you putting you first. Whenever you have that together, read it out loud a couple of times and then burn it. You want to make sure that you go into this space releasing that. You do not want to keep that stuff in your subconscious mind, because what happens is when we're in the situation again, we're going to do the same thing because we have not taken the time to really reflect on the situation and learn from it. If you don't take the time to feel anything, you cannot heal from it, you cannot learn from it, you cannot grow past it. So first things first, tapping in with you and figuring out what got you off track in the first place. We also want to make sure we forgive ourselves, pour a lot of self-love into ourselves, and just remind ourselves like, hey, it's cool, it's okay, it happens, but hey, it ain't gonna happen again. And if it does, it'll be cool that time as well. You never know how you're gonna feel about yourself after you have children, or after your children move out the house, or if you find out you can't have children, or when you get married, or when you get divorced, or when you move, or when you lose your job, or we never know how life is going to affect us. We are always going to feel differently about ourselves and about the situations that we're in. So be open to being flexible with you and figure out what you need in every space. Your relationship with yourself has to change, just like our relationship with anybody has to change. Once upon a time, somebody might have liked this. Now they don't like this no more. They like a little bit of that. You got to learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need in any space, you want to make sure that you're able to stand up for yourself and give yourself those things 110,000%. Because of course, like we always say, if you can't love you, if you can't give it to you, how can you expect anybody else to do it? So you definitely want to make sure that you're really, able to pour into yourself and have those conversations about what you want. I also think it's good to just get in the habit of taking yourself on dates. Go out of town if you have the funds to, if you have the availability to. And if you don't, go to the bookstore, go thrifting, go to the mall, go to the spa, do whatever you need to do, go to the movies, whatever you like to do, start doing those things and doing them with yourself. You want to think of this as a space where you're dating yourself, basically. How do you feel about what just happened? Do you want to do this more? Do you want to do this less? As you have more people coming in your life, being open about how you feel about them. Are these people really my friends? Are these people really looking out for me? Do these people really have my best interest at heart? We don't want to be in a space where we're putting what we need on the back burner anymore. Once we forgive ourselves for that shit, we really want to put the best foot forward and not let our needs go unheard ever again. I feel like it could definitely be easy, especially when you're someone very, very loving, very, very selfless. You have kids, you know, you're a manager, you're somebody that has a lot of people that you're taking care of, like we typically all do. It's very easy to kind of tune out your own voice because you're just so worried about everybody else. What do you need? What do you want? Because in reality, fuck what everybody else needs. You know, I have a very good girlfriend of mine who used to have issues saying no to people. And I've talked to women about this before, having issues saying no to people, friends, relationship, anybody. They have an issue saying no because they don't want to feel like a bad person and they don't want to feel like a bad friend, and it makes them feel guilty and it makes them feel like they're being selfish. Literally, we cannot allow what other people say or what other people need to make us change how we feel about ourselves. We want to develop such a strong relationship, such a close relationship with ourselves that can't nobody tell us nothing about us. How can you make me feel selfish if I know I'm not selfish? How can you make me feel something if I know that it's not who I am? You know, you have to really, really know who you are and connect with you on such a level to where it's literally like your best friend, your sister, your homegirl, where it's like, baby, you can't tell me nothing about this motherfucker. I know who this person is. I grew up with them. I know them very, very well. You can't tell me nothing about them. That allows you to be more confident in saying no to people. That allows you to be more confident in saying, I'm not doing this right now, or I got too much on my hands right now, or I need a break. Like, you want to be able to say that and throw that white flag up at any time and not worry about how people are going to feel, because people will replace you. Friends will replace you. Your husband will replace you. Your wife will replace you. Your family will replace you. Like, it does not matter. Nothing is ever going to be forever. So a lot of times we're so attached to these friendships and so attached to these jobs and so attached to these things, when it's like, in reality, if we were gone, everything would keep going. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because when we lose people, or when we lose family, when we lose jobs, we still have to keep going as well. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just kind of like a reality check or a wake-up call, to where it's like, I don't have to keep breaking my back and treat myself like shit to show up for everybody and everything. Because if I just so happen to not show up, the show would still go on. Like, everything would still be okay. Like, I feel like a lot of times we can feel, if I put myself first and I'm not able to show up for a friend, it's going to be the one time that they really, really needed me. And what about all of them times you really needed yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really, really, really have to put yourself first and not worry about what other people need or what other people, you know, want. If you are not happy and healthy and whole, you're going to be giving crumbs to everybody else. You're not going to be able to give anybody real love and real attention and real intimacy and real vulnerability, real communication, real advice, if you are not wholly loving yourself. Also, if you don't know yourself, reconnecting with yourself allows you to learn yourself again, allows you to see yourself eye to eye. Spend some time looking in the mirror and having a conversation with yourself, thinking about how you feel about certain things. What is your body language look like? How do you react when you know, feel certain things? And start listening to your body. You know, if my body feels strange, or if I'm starting to feel a little anxiety about something, I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck who's going to inconvenience. I'm not doing it. It's like, your well-being, your mental health, how you feel always has to come first. Always. Because if it doesn't, how can you be expected to do anything else? And you'll just keep putting more and more pressure on yourself to perform, when it's like you're not even giving yourself what you need to allow yourself to perform. It's literally like trying to do a surgery and you don't watch Grey's Anatomy, all the Grey's Anatomy, you think you can do a brain surgery on somebody. You are not qualified to do that. It's like we require ourselves to be such good people and always stand up for people and be there whenever we need to for anybody. And if we're not that for ourselves first, we aren't even able to do it. So it makes us feel like, dang, I can't even do this. I'm not a good friend. I'm not a good. It's like, please. It's literally just a roller coaster that makes you feel worse and worse and worse about yourself. So stopping all of that and checking in with you and listening to you and reconnecting with you is really, 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 really going to be key. When you find the things that you love, you know, when you find the people that love you, because be mindful, you know, when you start reconnecting with you and finding out who you are and telling people no, you might lose a couple of friends. You might lose a couple of fake ass motherfuckers that didn't need to be around you in the first place. You know, those people were not your friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have a very best friend that will say yes to anything for anybody. I don't ever ask her for nothing. I ain't never asked her for nothing. Just because I know you're able to do that and you're willing to do that doesn't mean that I should exploit that. Real friends that really give a fuck about you are not going to keep bleeding you dry just because they know you're going to let them. I don't care what you allow me to do. I have a character. I have morals. I have integrity. Just because somebody might allow me to cheat on them and call them out there and put my hands on them, that don't mean I'm going to do it. I know who I am. I don't give a fuck what you allow. This is what you deserve, and this is what I feel you deserve, so I'm going to give you that. And when we have people who don't understand what they deserve, or when we have people who really don't give a fuck about what we deserve, it can really make us start to question, like, damn, am I worth this? Damn, is this really what I should keep taking from friends, relationship, family? You deserve exactly what you want, and you have to literally become your best friend, your biggest bodyguard, your biggest supporter. If anybody is questioning what you deserve or what you need, you have to be able to stand up for yourself and say, this is what I need and this is why. You know, you have to be able to back it up. I feel like a lot of times we aren't even able to articulate why we are worth what we're worth. Putting yourself first doesn't mean that you have to walk away from every friendship. You know, I know a lot of people that lose a lot of friends on this journey, and that's kind of what we struggle with as we get, you know, back into the swing of things. How do I make more friends? How do I connect with more people? You know, we have to understand that the people that cannot support the new version of us don't deserve the new version of us. You know, I'm sure you did like me when I used to say yes to everything. I'm sure you did like me when I was, you know, catching y'all throwing shade and I ain't say shit. I'm sure you did like me back then. But guess what? I didn't like me back then. You know, and a lot of times when you stand up for yourself and people aren't used to that, oh, you changed, or you get into this, or you get into that. It's like people should be happy that you are finding your voice. You know, like I'll be happy when my friend who say yes to everybody say no to me. Bitch, like, please tell me no. I be wanting people to stand up for themselves, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stand up for yourself. You're supposed to honor yourself, because if you're not doing it, how can you expect anybody else to do it? You know, I have situations in my life where I've had to get everybody together. I've had to tell mostly everyone in my life, like, I'm not accepting this. This is not good enough for me. I need more, and I'm going to get it. And I don't mind doing that, and you shouldn't mind doing that. You know, it doesn't have to be disrespectful. It doesn't have to be crazy. But you have to let people know, like, in order for me to be the best me, I have to have you doing what I need. You know what I'm saying? If that means that I need you to stop talking about bullshit and drama around me, then okay. If that means that I need you to respect me a little bit more when we in public, then okay. If that means I need you to respect my beliefs and how I choose to live my life, then okay, you know. Everybody isn't always going to be perfect. And that's something else that you are awarded with when you start to reconnect with you. You're able to really find your voice and use your voice and always let it be known the things that you need. So definitely, like I said earlier, start talking to yourself in the mirror, having conversations with yourself about, hey, this is what I need. This is what I don't need. This is what I want. Think about what you want in friendships. Think about what you want in romance. Think about what you want in family and career. Think about everything that you want in this life. Write that stuff down and then figure out who do you have to be to exude that and step into that. You want to be able to connect with the truest version of you. And the truest version of you is not settling. The truest version of you is when you are being honest about everything that you want and you're doing the work to back it up. As long as you are doing that, you can get whatever you want from the universe. God will give you whatever you want as long as you are being real about who you are and you're doing the work to get the things that you need. That's literally all you have to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that you make time for you. You know, this is definitely something that I've just recently dealt with that I'm going to talk to you guys about in my life update. But I really had to take a break from creating content because I was so obsessed with creating content and building Pageant Queen Pixie that I really forgot to nurture Christian and do things that Christian enjoys doing. And it might be a little crazy or weird to some of you. I'm sure everybody here can relate though, because Pageant Queen Pixie is a person that I have created. You know, Pageant Queen Pixie, I feel, is me at my best. You know, when I can give y'all advice and give y'all what y'all need. But there's also a part of me that existed before any of this. You know, there's a part of me that does not like makeup, that does not like hair, that does not like having my nails done. There's a part of me that really just likes to chill, you know, wear sweats, eat whatever the fuck I want to eat, you know, go to the library, go to the bookstore, go sit in a park all day, just sit in the sun. Like, I am multifaceted, and we are multifaceted. And when you reconnect with yourself, you learn those different parts of yourself. But you have to make sure that when you learn those different parts of yourself, you honor those parts. So I've always known that, you know, yes, of course, I'm Pageant Queen Pixie, I'm fabulous and everything like that. But there's also a part of me that's still very shy. You know, there's also a part of me that really doesn't like being around new people and being in uncomfortable spaces. So for me, I had to make sure that let me not just be turned up to Pageant Queen Pixie all the time and always in work mode, because the other parts of me need nourishment. The other parts of me need love, need attention, need a voice, you know? So I really had to take like a couple of weeks off work. I haven't really done a look for Instagram literally until now. And y'all know that's all I do. But it's been like 2 weeks since I really, you know, got myself together for Instagram. I did some looks on Valentine's Day, but girl, that was Valentine's Day. I was with my man. Of course I looked good. But I've really been, you know, no makeup, hair not done, chilling, watching a lot of movies, enjoying myself, and just not really worrying about the audience or the money or the emails or the sponsorships. Just really chilling. I'm still doing my work, but you know, just really embracing myself, you know, and doing things that I've always liked to do. I've always loved to read. I feel like I don't ever have time to read anymore. I made sure that I went to the bookstore and got me some new books, you know, so I could get back into reading. It's like we want to make sure that we nurture all parts of ourselves and that we don't forget any part of ourselves, because it might be a little more fun to be a bad bitch. You know, that doesn't mean that the other parts of yourself do not matter, especially if you're in relationships or if you have children. You know, there's so many other parts of you, the truest version of you that you have to tap into. And I feel like the truest version of us is always who we were before everything started to pop off. That's really how I feel, because I feel like everything that we step into changes us. You know, when I was broke, I didn't give a fuck about no Gucci bag. I didn't give a fuck about having hardwood, real wood floors all through my house. I didn't give a fuck about having a backyard and a front yard, and I didn't give a fuck about none of that stuff. So not to say that that isn't, you know, really me, because I've changed, but there's still a version of me that needs to be honored that is still very simple, very chill, very laid back. So as we elevate, we also have to make sure that we honor the past versions of ourselves that put in the work to get us to this point. You know, even if it might be a little bit less glamorous, you know, we always want to go back and pay homage to the version of ourselves before this. So I think that's also a way that we can kind of lose touch with ourselves when we just get into a grind mode, especially women, not even just women, artists and creatives in general. You know, anybody that has, in this world of social media, started becoming an influencer, or ran your own business, or opened a daycare, or started, you know, being a personal chef, or whatever the case may be, anybody that has put their chips on the table and built a brand around themselves, it's very hard to turn that part of you off and not answer any business calls and just focus on you, because you're so used to working and just building. But it's so important, even more important, that you nurture the truest version of yourself. Not to say that that other version of yourself isn't true, because it is true, but you want to always nurture your foundation, because when there is no money, and when there is no trips, and when there is no bags, there is always you, you know. So you always want to nurture yourself and take care of the truest version of you again. So you want to reconnect with that person, and just figure out, you know, what does that person need in this space. So if that means that you take a little staycation, you get you a little hotel somewhere, you just go out, you know, in the woods or wherever for the weekend, and you just connect with you outside of anybody else or anything else. You just really get some time to talk to you and figure out how you want to do and how you want to move forward. Then do that then. Whatever you need to do to kind of quiet the noise and just focus on how you want to grow as a person and how you can nurture yourself and really be there for yourself a little bit more as you move forward. So yes, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video all about reconnecting with you. And I hope this video really inspires some of you guys to take a few days off, a few weeks off, whatever you need, and just reconnect with you, the person that you were before all the glitz and the glam, the person that you were before you moved, you know, and also forgiveness, again, forgiving yourself for the reasons you lost yourself in the first place, you know, and making sure that moving forward, we're setting better boundaries and that we have people around us that respect those boundaries without us putting them in a motherfucking chokehold to do it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, of course, change starts within. We're able to change our environment, and you know, everything else will fall into alignment. So I hope that everybody feels great again. Thank you guys for being here. I love you guys so much. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. I love y'all as always, and I will see y'all next time. Bye guys. Bless.